One.
Hello, Malia. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. All right. So today, what we're going to be learning about is summarizing informational text. Can you tell me what informational text is?
It informs the reader about what's going on. Like, for example, if you want to say something about how trees are endangered, you can write a story about that.
Nice. Okay. Sounds good. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a passage of informational text. So I want you to read it, and then we're going to we're going to take the details of what's in that passage, okay?
Okay.
About 3 of them. So let's start with this summary. This passage.
The emerald ash borer is an invasive pest that is threatening ash trees in the eastern United States. Native to parts of Asia, EABs were likely brought to the United States in the wood of shipping crates and packing material used in international shipping. The insect was identified in 2002 by scientists in Michigan who were investigating the widespread death of native ash trees. EAB larvae live under the bark of ash trees and feed on the trunk, cutting off the flow of water and nutrients that the tree needs to live.
Okay. So, do you feel that was an easy read when you read that?
Kind of, yes.
You did? So, are you telling me that you can actually tell me what you read?
Yes.
Do you feel like when you read this story, do you have to you did say it was easy to read and you were able to get some information from it. But would it be best if you read the story and stopped and for me to ask questions about it?
Yes.
It would?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll try that for the next passage, okay?
Okay.
So if you can tell me if the emerald ash borer, EAB, which stands for EAB, is an insect that came to the United States, where was it from?
Asia.
Asia. Good job. Yes. Here's another one. So that's an important detail, all right? So the other important detail, it says when EAB larvae fed on an ash tree, they cut off the tree's what?
Flow of water.
Yes, it did cut off the tree's flow of water. Good job, Malia. So here's the last one, important detail. The feeding habit of the EAB are causing what?
Trees to be endangered and at risk.
Good job. Yes, that is true. So now that we have these important details, how can you summarize this passage?
By putting all the details in with each other to make it into like a summary.
Okay, so let's try that.
Okay.
So tell me, how would you summarize that passage?
Okay, so I would say the EAB is an insect that is putting risk to native ash trees. The emerald ash borer eats the trunks of ash trees by cutting the flow of water and nutrients.
Okay, yes, that is true. And you made it real short. So another summary could be the emerald ash tree borer is an insect that came from the United States from Asia, right? And with the larva of this insect fed on the ash trees, and then that they cut off the trees, water and nutrients, killing them. So with these important details, yes, we did write these important details, but we also took from it and made it into a couple of sentences, right?
Yes.
Which you did a good job, great job. All right, so we will work on the next one. All right, the next passage. And this time with this passage, we'll stop probably after 2 sentences. And then with that 2 sentences, we'll ask what it's about. And then we'll go on, okay?
Okay.
So here we go.
Snake's Place in the Food Chain
Go ahead.
by Anna Exdale.
So what is the name of the story?
Snake's Place in the Food Chain.
What do you think the story is going to be about?
Snake's Place in the Food Chain.
Oh, yeah. Right. So what do you mean? Like, I need you to broaden that. What do you think?
So I think it's going to be talking about how the food chain of, the snake and what eats it and what doesn't, the food chain of the snake, and how it fits in it, and what will happen if it's not in it at all.
Okay, yeah. So you got a yes. So it is a possibility. So what I heard from you that you said it may start tell you where the snake fits in the food chain, right?
Yes.
So who's going to eat it or what the snake is going to eat.
Yes.
Is that correct? All right. So let's read it and see what it says.
Many people consider snakes to be pests, but snakes are a vital part of the food chain, as are all organisms on Earth.
Okay. So what is it talking about?
Talking about how snakes aren't pests and how they're a vital part of the food chain.
Okay. Why do you think?
I think that because, again, the population of these other animals might actually die because it won't have that one sort of animal in it.
Okay. But why do you think they will die, though? If they're going to die.
Because they will have nothing to eat.
Okay.
And if they have nothing to eat, they could starve to death. And that's not what you want to do.
Okay, great. That's a great observation. Awesome. All right, so let's go on. Let's read the rest.
A change within a food chain affects all of the organisms in the food chain. Consider the following food chain, which can be found throughout the United States.
Okay, so right now they're going to list. This is listing what's in that food chain.
Acorn goes to the mouse goes to the snake, and the snake goes to the hawk.
So is it telling me that the hawk is going to eat the snake?
Yes, pretty well. It's telling you that the snake is going to be eaten by the hawk, so pretty much, yes.
Yes, good. So yes, so that mouse needs that acorn.
Yes.
The snake needs the mouse.
Yes.
And the hawk needs the snake.
Yes.
So what you were saying before does matter. Yes, because if they don't have that, then there's a possibility they may die.
Yes.
Because they don't have nutrients in their body to live. Good job. Good observation. All right, good. Let's go on.
The acorn is the seed of the producer, an organism, an oak tree in this case, that makes its own food from the sun. The second link is a primary consumer, an organism that eats producers.
Correct. So what happened? What are they talking about now?
And they're talking about how the acorn is part of the producer or the organism, and how it makes its own food from the sun.
So what other producer could you name?
Primary consumer.
What is it called? What kind, like, what is it? Like, is it plants? Could it be plants?
It could, yeah.
Okay, yes, right. Grass.
Yes, it's like a part of the plant.
Right. So those producers. They actually, what did it say? It says that makes its own food from the sun, right?
Yes.
So the plants and the, trees too?
Yes.
Trees and all those different things, yeah. They are the first source of the chain, right? So go on.
The second link is a primary consumer, an organism that eats producers. The snake and the hawk are secondary and territory consumers, also called predators, that eat other animals.
Yes. Oh, so between those two passages, do you feel when we broke it down, do you feel like you understood that better?
Yes.
In that way? Good. That's awesome. So, we're going to continue reading because it's a longer passage. Go ahead.
It's part of the same thing.
Okay.
If the snake population changes, other changes occur up and down the food chain. If the snake population increases, more snakes eat more mice. Fewer mice are left to eat acorns, so perhaps more acorns grow into oak trees. In addition, more snakes could mean more food for the hawks. Or consider the alternative. If the snake population decreases, the mouse population would increase. More mice would eat more acorns, so fewer oak trees will grow. And the hawk population, without snakes to hunt, might decrease as well. Changing one link in a food chain affects all of the other links, even if just in some small ways. We have to do more seconds.
That's interesting. All right. So if we had a question, which of the following best summarize the entire scientific account? Some people think snakes are pests, but snakes are part of the food chain. They eat mice, which are real pests. Hawks are the fiercest predators in the food chain. They hunt snakes, keeping the snake population from getting too high. A changing snake population would affect hawks. They would have less to eat, so they would be fewer hawks. Snakes play an important role in complex food chain. Their population size affects the number of mice, hawks, and oak trees. Which one would you choose?
D.
Correct. And why?
Because it explains what the story is pretty much about and how it pretty much explains the food chain.
All right. Well, good job, Malia. I think you did an awesome job. And we will keep on practicing. You did really good. Just keep on practicing. All right?
Okay. Bye.